It just feels like I was here not so long ago. Was it with the Audi? I think I changed the brakes, the brake discs on the Audi, and then I think I also changed the disc if I'm not sure. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've already actually, well, that's not good. Okay, you guys didn't see anything. So today we're doing the front brakes on the Ford Kuga. So it's actually very simple. Let's quickly go over all the things that you're gonna need. I've done the other side already, so I'm an expert at this now. Okay, so I'm not gonna bring my big toolbox out over here. Today the floor is my toolbox. So we've got a G-clamp. G-clamp is used to press back the piston of the caliper. Then we've got our 19 ratchet. This is basically just to make the life over here a little bit easier. Also, I'm going to use this ratchet. I lost my small ratchet for a 7mm. Where is this? This is a 7mm, H7. So I don't have a 7mm Allen key. So I've got this bit. So I've got an extender and an adapter to go to the bigger ratchet. But if you've got the small ratchet, yeah, you can just attach it to there. Then we've got our pry bar. Believe it or not, this flat screwdriver works the best as a pry bar. We just got a small extension and what. Sometimes this part is also too thick. I've got this smaller bit just to get in there to loosen the caliper. Then we've got some copper compound paste. I'll show you guys what to do with that. And then we've got a second jack. So the second jack, so there's our first jack. We've got 3 safety parameters. It's our jack stand. It's not jack, this is a jack stand. So jack stand and then our tire. So if the car has to fall for whatever reason, we've got a lot of support to help us. So yeah, sorry, this was just some brake fluid that I actually missed, because you have to open this cap. So as I open it and press the piston back, it did mess a little bit, so it's fine. And then this jack stand over here is, once you remove the caliper, you don't want any tension on this brake line over here, so you're just going to put it on that jack stand. You can use a bucket or whatever you want. So let's quickly go and start with this. Oh yeah, also I've got my brakes. So this clip over here, very difficult to get it off, extremely. You gotta like pry it off. No, I'm joking. You can literally just go over here, press it in. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I think, yeah, it's not that easy. There we go. I hope you guys saw that. So you just press it in and then you kind of like lift it out, and it's gonna shoot me. There we go. So it didn't even need anything for it. Earlier when it was like in, I was trying to like put my screwdriver in here, trying to like pry it out like this. Didn't want to work. Trick is just push it in and pull it out, because it's the clip over here, as you guys can see, it turns, so it's clipped like in the back of this. Okay, so there we go, that part is out. So now to make it much easier, this is actually a really quick job. So right over here you see these rubber boots. Where is it? It's not that one. Yeah, it is this one. So you just take this cap off. Inside you've got your 7mm, and in the bottom there's the other one, so it's also got a cap. Let's take it off. Yeah, and then there's also a 7mm. Okay, so just to show you quick, this one here at the bottom, turning it out currently. The one here at the top, let's see if I can put on the flashlight. There it is. Focus now. There we go. So I've already like kind of turned it out. Just got to turn it out by hand a little bit more. So I'm quickly busy with the one here in the back. Okay, so both bolts is loose. I just want to show you guys something quick. Don't worry about that. We can take that out easy. There we go. I just want to show you guys quickly. So how these work is, they basically, if you have to remove the entire screw, you've got your head over here. That's basically where I'm loosening it. You can actually feel it right over here. There it is. So then it's got like no thread at all, and it comes into this part over here, and then it's got thread. So I've turned it out all the way, but still the caliper is a little bit stuck. So all you have to do is just take your flat screwdriver. You can literally just pry it up, and then it's coming out there at the back. So there's no need, like, it doesn't matter how much you turn it, it's just going to stop once it's out of the threads from the bracket here, the caliper bracket. Okay, so this is where the pry bar area comes in. So you're just going to put it in here. You're going to push it out a bit. You're going to go at the bottom. You can lift it up by hand, and now you just wiggle until it comes out. So yeah, I've got a stand over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to put the stand up. It's very high, and then we're going to try to see if we can put it on the jack stand. Okay, so I wanted to use a stand, just didn't get to it as yet. So here is the brake pad. You can literally just take this one out. This one is completely finished. There we go, just Look at that. Yeah, that is not good. To give you an idea, I haven't removed these ones yet, but just to give you an idea, like, look at the thickness. There's actually like a quick compare so you guys can see, like, look at that beef, like the beef in between. These are 2 brake pads, right? So you just look to this middle line, look at all that beef, and then yeah, look at that, there's like nothing on it. So anyway, yep. Okay, and then this one, so this one comes out a little bit more difficult, but because it's old, it comes out pretty easy. Just push it that side, there we go, and here it is. So let's check this one out. Yeah, this one also, it's reached the point. Also, one thing that I'm seeing is with the new brake pads, you can see it's got this line in the middle. Yeah, this one, absolutely no line at all. It's completely worn out. This one is, yeah, you can see it's still brand new. What a difference. Okay, so yeah, I never recorded this part, I'm sorry. So you put the G clamp one side against the side of the caliper. This side is the piston that sticks out. You're just gonna go and turn it and get it in. So you guys can see there was some more brake fluid that fell out. I think what happens is, in a scenario where there's more brake fluid coming out, you're like, oh gosh, I'm missing some brake fluid. I think what happened is every time your calipers, they stretch, right? Obviously that means there's a bigger cavity in the whole system. So then it has to be filled up with brake fluid. So honestly speaking, both my front and the rear brakes needs to be replaced. So you guys can imagine there's like massive cavities that needed to be filled up with brake fluid. And now you're probably thinking to yourself, but doesn't that mean you're gonna have too little brake fluid? So yeah, I think the people that we bought it from, they checked like all the fluids, and then they like added some brake fluid. So while all the cavities was filled up, they saw the brake fluid was low, right? And they think like, oh gosh, okay, the brake fluid is low, I gotta top it up. Yeah, when you top it up at maximum, it's fine, but once you push the calipers back, the whole system is just flooded with so much brake fluid that when you compress it, that brake fluid needs to go somewhere, and it just tumbles out of the lid. So I think that's the scenario what happened here. So obviously what I'm going to do is I'm going to climb in the car once I'm done, step on the brake, go for a drive, slow drive, come back, and then just check the brake fluid again, just see after everything has settled and all that kind of stuff, if the brake fluid maybe needs to be topped up a bit, or if it's fine, or whatever the case is. So what I did now was I quickly just put some copper paste on these parts over here, and then at the back as well. So the reason for doing it is this brake is going to sit on this part, and it's actually going to like move forward and backwards. The copper compound just helps it not to like seize up under a lot of heat or whatever the case is, and to keep on moving freely. So I'm also going to put on some on these pieces over here, and then I'm going to put this first brake on. So you want to put this brake on now, and then put that brake on secondly. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put this one on real quick. There we go. So obviously this one won't go all the way on because these brake discs, they don't have that screw over here somewhere on it to actually tighten it. So it is on there, so it's pushing against the brake disc. So once you completely tighten the caliper and all of that, it will be pushed back into place, and when you tighten the wheel, you'll push this whole thing in, and then your brake will sit properly. So now we got to go and put that one in. So for this, I'm also going to put some copper paste on these ends. So you got to actually take like these ones on the outside and push them in. Yeah, it's very difficult, very tight. Push them in, and at the same time, you got to make sure these metal parts, they go inside the caliper. Okay, and here we go. It is on. So also tightened it and put the caps back in. And there we go. As simple as that. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys how to put this thing back on. So it's a little bit more complex. I mean, like, you can kind of, like, if you want to, put it over there at the top. So at the top and at the bottom, and then this part you just pull it back. What you can do is be lazy, put the one part in, then put that circle clip in over there. So as you can see, it's in over here, it's in over there, but at the bottom it's not. So you can just pull it with one hand. Let's see if I'll be able to do it. And this is my left hand. Yo! Hold up, let me use the other hand. Okay, so still have got it exactly like it was. As you can see, this one is almost in. That didn't go as planned. Then we just put that one in over there. I've got to get this one in over here. Okay, so I got the top in, got that one in. Now, just got to pull this one back over here. Okay, So I had to use 2 hands. So that one is in, got this one in, I pulled this one back and I was pinching my finger, and then got this one in. So once it's over here, you can literally just push it in, clipped in, and this one is clipped in already. So as you can see right over there, it's clipped in and clipped in. Good stuff. Okay, so yeah, these clips are really not that bad. Once again, if you want to loose it, you just push it in. If you want to put it back, first one, second one, just pull this one back in, push it in. So I just used my hand to keep it like in here because it kept on popping out over here. So you can put these back in one hand. And as you guys can see, the brake disc is back tight. So once you tighten the wheel, everything will be fine. Okay, so yeah, this was pretty easy. I must say, like, yeah, actually I did clean it as well, like the inside of the caliper and stuff. I cleaned it a bit, really dirty job. So yeah, we got it back in, everything is fine. Like really one of the easiest brakes I've ever changed. I can't believe it was this easy. Maybe I've just gotten good, I don't know. So soon, I think in this month or next month, I'm gonna have to change the ones in the back as well. Is it dirty there? Anyway, it's fine. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. See you all the legends in my next one, but for now, peace out.